YouTube, here with you on this Tuesday morning. Here in the shop again. Going to take the filter capacitor out of this GE still unknown model number radio. Been trying to track that down but haven't had any luck yet. It matches the T127 except for maybe the layout of the board, but components are exactly the same. Well, not exactly. The filter capacitor has a 75 and a 30 instead of a 50 and a 30 that the T127 has. So, but I have ordered the 75, well actually 82, and a 33 to replace those. So put another word in a DigiKey. That was a good experience last time, so I thought I'd try it again. So without further ado, I have got my soldering iron heating up, and I'm going to have my desoldering iron heating up, and we'll get into it. So stay tuned. Alright, while we're waiting for the irons to get hot, as it were, we will take a look at this board. A couple things I want to point out. If I get my pointy stick, I'll just use this. Well, no, I don't want to use that one. Let's use this one. Alright. This is the filter cap here. These three connections right here. Now, I don't know if you can see that very well. It's kind of got a glare on it, but let me see if I can get in a little closer. This and this both, neither one of them seem to be soldered very well on that on their respective you know, leads. I mean, and this doesn't appear to be existent at all. So I'm wondering, remember I did say it seemed like it had a bad connection. I'm just wondering if, because I listened to this thing last night before I went to bed, and I could swear there was no hum at all in this thing. And so I didn't video it. I should have, but like I said, I'm just wondering if those are even connected. But I'm going to go ahead and replace this. I want good audio for this project because of the it's going to be modulating the transmitter, so I want to make sure it's good, and that's what I'm going to do. So let me get started here. Let me get some soldering iron going here. Make sure it's heating up. Yeah, it's heating up. So I'll be right back. Alright, back again. I have the capacitor out. I was mistaken. I thought the inner leads were the ones where, yeah, let's see that. I thought these three here were where the leads were, but they weren't. They were on the outside. Kind of odd way of doing it, but you know, I guess it works. I've got the locations marked so that I'll know how it goes back in there, because like I said, A is 75, or I mean oh, A is common. I did not know that. Okay. And B is 75, and C is, if you guys seeing that, 30. So, anyway, I have thought, and I'm not sure that I'm not going to do it yet, but I have thought about taking this and putting the heat gun to it, a la old 64 goat style. I was curious to see, mainly because he was going kind of crazy about it, about thinking the heat gun was going to melt that cardboard, and I don't see that happening. I think there's probably a lot of heat related to these type of components, and I don't think that cardboard's going to melt as easy as he thinks it is. But I don't want to make a big mess either, so I need to find something to let it drip into. So I was just going to basically put it in a pan or whatever and start, you know, seeing what happens when I put some heat to it. I think that will come out. Now, I've seen other people do it. I mean, I'm not a radio restorer. I don't do restorations I repair and things like that, experiment. But as far as restoring, restuffing caps, I never have done that. I just never saw the need in it, because whether you hide it in this can or not, the caps in it are new. So, you know, it's just a matter of a hocus pocus thing there, you know, to me anyway. But I guess some people like it that way. That's fine for their whatever. So it's just not what I'm into. So gonna, like I said, look at this a little bit closer. Start comparing it to the. I did do some photo work and laying out. I'm going to show you those pictures here, and you can see the how it's laid off out on the bottom, and you know, so it should be easy enough to cut the circuit traces where they need to be cut for this project and things of that nature. So again, I think I'm going to try to do that and bring you back, so stay tuned. I'll do a little testing on this. The B section tests 44.48 microfarad, and let's do the C section, or the I'm sorry, that was the C section. That should be 30 microfarad, and the B section, let's see if I can get it on there. I tested this once and I didn't get any reading, so I think it was a bad connection. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. Let's try it again and see what happens. Yeah, it's the same thing. This is the, it's saying between 2 and 3. Now here is a lead from 2, just hanging out in the pre's. So I'm not getting the reading at all with the between the actual capacitor. So that would seem to indicate that it's pretty bad. Let's try to see if I can hold it on here and try it one more time. Just, it should be making good connection, I would think. And that would seem to indicate that the capacitor is open. Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, see, it's not picking it up. So, I guess we won't worry about it too much. Whatever the case is, it's bad. We know that. So, and what I'm going to do now is, I don't know. I'll bring you back if I have something else to report. Alright, what I've got here is the schematic for the T127B, which is close enough from what I found out that we can use. You see I've got the cuts and the jumpers marked on the various places that I will be doing this when I get the radio fixed. But I wanted to go ahead and go over it real quick, and like I said, that's just everywhere you see it says cut number 1, cut number 2, all that stuff, and I'm going to show you on the actual board where those cuts will be and stuff. So, alright, let's go look at the next picture then. Yep. Alright, now you can see on the screen here in front of you is the bottom of the circuit board for the radio. I've got the parts laid out with yellow there. Cut number 1 over there by the 12BE6 is on pin 6, and that's where it's cut. And there'll be, when I say cut, that's just there's a circuit trace there where it's cut in half, so there's no connection between the two. And then the cut number 2, which will be over there by T3. You can see that red line there that basically cuts between the capacitor there on the schematic and the transformer, and so that cuts that. Now on the jumpers, you'll see there's an orange line going from the pin 6 of the 12BE6 to pin 7 of the 50C5. Now if you noticed on the schematic, that's where that goes. So also in jumper number 2 is the going from the cutoff where the cut was made to circuit ground or chassis ground, whatever you want to call that, over there on number A of the C15 is that circuit ground there that we was looking for. So that's where that jumper will go. Now there is another jumper that will be placed for the antenna, so let's look at that. Alright, now what you're looking at is the top of the circuit board, and again the components are labeled there in yellow. Jumper number 3 will go between the two gangs of the capacitor, the main capacitor C1, and basically we'll just jumper across there and come off of that into a 150 picofarad cap and 10 to 20 foot of antenna past that. So that's what jumper number 3 will look like, and it's on the schematic is the same thing. So also it's not shown, but the loop stick, which is connected there now, will be disconnected. In fact, it's already been disconnected. I must have hit it by accident or something. But that's won't be in part of it. I probably will end up taking that out if this works out as I hope it does, and just remove the. I'm gonna remove some of the extra stuff because I don't really need the IF cans will probably come out, and like I said, unless there's something that's necessary for the B plus or something to travel from one place to the other, I don't think there's anything there that'll mess up. So alright, I just wanted to show you what the plans are for this, and hopefully once those I don't know if I mentioned it or not. I think I might have mentioned it, but the parts have been ordered from DigiKey and they have been shipped as of this afternoon. So that's what we're looking at. So you guys have a great day. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you.
That's all, folks.